I'm 24 years old and I have no direction in my life, and it didn't hit me until about a few months ago. For a bit of a background, I graduated from college about a year and a half ago in the degree of computer science, and that was probably mistake number one. After being there for 4 or 5 years, I didn't really know what I was going to do necessarily with that degree. I just knew that computer science was the big motion degree that everyone wanted to have. And towards the end, I did get a software developer role lined up after graduation, so I felt fulfilled in that aspect. The salary was nice, the position was entry level, so I figured there'd be a lot of growth for that opportunity. I wasn't really too worried about where that job would lead to. And the job market is kind of cooked, so I didn't really think about or care what my first job was. It just kind of was like, I need experience, and I didn't really take into account the location of the job. The job was 2 states away from my hometown, so I would definitely have to relocate after graduation for college. But it didn't bother me because I got a job and I could get a paycheck. I was just happy to have a job lined up. That was really it. I started during the end of the summer and I was getting settled into my new area and getting ready for my first day in the office. After just getting there, my first impression of the place was yikes. I don't know why I said that at the time, but I didn't think too much of it. I figured I just had to get used to it over time and eventually I'll just be okay. And they definitely made a good impression for the first part. I mean, I met the team and they were really welcoming and it seemed like it was going to be a really good position for growth and I wasn't really too worried. But slowly after 4 months, I had the realization or thoughts of saying, I made a huge mistake. I didn't find any of the work that I was doing particularly interesting. I didn't really have any desire to get better for that position in general. Computer science is a constantly changing field. Most of the time, you're going to have to be grinding, update and handle new skills. I didn't really mind it at all for that matter because the pay was still good and I was able to just focus on buying things that I really couldn't have the leisure of doing. It didn't really matter to me how I got the money. I just knew I was getting a check after every 2 weeks. But after just going along with the job, I started to get a bit overwhelmed, and not just about the job in general, but outside of the job as well, considering where I was at the time. And really the thing about relocating to an area that you're not really familiar with for a job is going to have to be able to make your own connections outside or inside of work in order to build solid relationships with people. It was quite hard to be able to associate or meet people just in the general area of where I was working because quite literally this place was the definition of no man's land, and just sitting at a desk all day and doing nothing but working at the time just kind of made my body dormant and I wasn't moving around as I should have been. Over time, my job got more in the way of what I was doing with my life in general, and the work just kind of overwhelmed me at the time. And the reason my workload increased obviously was because I was there for a year, so naturally they thought I'd be more aligned with what I was doing. I can honestly admit I definitely wasn't the best dev on the team. I was probably the weakest, to be honest. Usually tasks that were given to me I would take 2 weeks to do, but most people on my team could probably do it in 2 days. Eventually, it literally got to the point where I would go to work and I would literally sit in my car for 15 to 20 minutes before actually going into the office. There was just this overwhelming dread of me like just not wanting to go in. Like imagine you're moving forward and there's someone who has a rope tied around you and they're actively pulling you back while you're trying to go forward. I just remember that during that time I was just not really having the desire to do anything, and it just felt so depressing to go to work sometimes. And then during Thanksgiving break, I was grateful to have time off to spend with family, but for some odd reason I just kind of felt as if something was off And then after the break, I went back into work that day and they told me that that was my last day on the job. I can't say that it wasn't expected, and I obviously can't argue with the reason as to why I was let go. Usually I thought there'd be some sort of verbal or write-up leading up to this point, but it was just kind of so abrupt that it caught me off guard. I obviously wasn't going to be able to afford to stay in that area, and I didn't really see a point in finding new work there, so I just moved back to my hometown hoping to find something better. The process for applying for jobs wasn't any better than what I had started out with when I was in college, because the job market was still cooked at the time. So after just countlessly updating my LinkedIn profile and trying to tweak my resume a bazillion times, a thought came to me as like, what did I do wrong? And not just talking about the job itself, but just in general about my past choices that have led me to this point in my life. Because I obviously wasn't happy with the job that I have, and I wasn't really interested in the work that I was doing, nor did I have the desire to get any better at it. Just for most of that year and a half of me working there, I just felt miserable the entire time. It had basically felt as if the last year and a half of my life had been robbed from me. I just kind of felt like I was just going through the motions of most of it just for the job, and I didn't really establish what I wanted to do for real with my life. And I don't really see a particular desire to keep being in this field for the long haul, because obviously this is something that most people will want to make a career out of, and I just don't see that for me, which makes me a little bit discouraged, because this is what I initially had went to school for, and now after stepping out into the workforce for about a year and figuring out that I don't really have any passion for this is kind of discouraging to me. So I basically didn't have any job prospects, and I didn't really have a desire to do anything, because that is what I've been doing for the past 4 to 5 years. So I was just kind of stuck, and thinking about all of this while applying to jobs just got me questioning about my future, because it felt like I was just really drifting for the most of the part of my life. I'm not trying to make it sound dramatic or anything, and I obviously have to take accountability for what went wrong and what led up to this point where I'm at currently, because at the end of the day, it is my life, and I do have to make a choice in what it is I really want to do with it. But I'm saying all of this in general because it feels like I am just starting for the first time in my own 24 years of living. Now I'm actually starting to develop an identity for myself. And it feels like I should have done this a long time ago, like during high school. Now, I am grateful that I was able to get another job lined up, but at the same time, I don't want to go through that whole experience again of what I did for the past year and a half. I'm actually starting to discover things that I'm actually truly passionate about, and actively working towards building skills in those areas as well. And working on those skills, I'm working on them just as hard as I am as with my new job. The point of this video is that I was just hoping to document what it is that I went through for the past year and a half, and wondering if anyone else felt something similar or went through something similar. And I'm also curious to see what it is that other people are doing to develop themselves outside of their, I guess, current, whether it be a 9-to-5 job or just in general with their identity as a whole. And that's really the point of this video and this channel moving forward. I'm just going to be documenting the journey and building myself up in the process. I would definitely like to make more vids as well, and I like editing and videography as a whole, so I definitely want to develop skills and become better in that area, because I have genuine fun editing and I have genuine fun doing that stuff. I also have taken it upon to start working out more consistently again, and being in my hometown has just made that a whole lot easier for me. To sum it all up, I am hoping to become a better version of myself moving forward, and to make videos that maybe resonate with anyone here. And I actually want to start building the life of this that I really want, and not just feel like a drifter for the most of it. So that's it for this video. I definitely would appreciate a like or a comment or a sub if you resonated with anything that I said in this video, and hopefully moving forward I can make more videos about just in general about the journey that I'm going through, and hopefully be able to post more and be consistent with that, because I'm just looking forward to the process in general, and I am looking forward to making vids and editing and seeing what that leads to me. So thank you for watching. I do appreciate that, and I hope to see you next vid. Peace.